Hi, everyone. I'm Bradford Wynn, CEO of the Winning Experience. And today we're diving into a topic that's becoming more and more important in the event planning industry cybersecurity. And who better to guide us through this than the one and only Theresa Jones, founder of Evalv IQ, Louisiana's first minority female owned full service cybersecurity and technology consulting firm. She's also known as the Cyber Lady. So you know we're in good hands today. Teresa, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm well. Thanks for having me today, Bradford.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us. So before we jump into all things cybersecurity, can you tell us a little bit about your background and how Evalv IQ came to be?
So, actually, my background originally was sales and marketing for the first half of my career. But in the sales world, I was selling electronic medical software records and learned about compliance and the lack thereof in the medical industry, and decided to take a pivot in my career to IT, selling IT services, and realized that small businesses were being taken advantage of because they didn't understand cybersecurity or IT. So I started educating myself on how to explain something very technical in a very simple manner to give business owners the opportunity to make wise decisions about their cybersecurity posture and their IT. And from there, it spiraled into a ton of speaking engagements and then more certifications. And I decided, hey, it's time to start Evolve IQ in 2019, actually.
Nice. And I think I really relate to it being very technical. So as we get started, we'll just start with the basics. What is exactly cybersecurity and why should event planners care about it?
So I like to tell people that cybersecurity is the art of securing anything that connects to the internet. And most event producers don't think about them having data or that they need extensive cybersecurity. But when you're taking people's data from registration and you're doing all these barcode scans and you have those cute little setups where you can walk through the conference and plug into, cell phone charging stations, that's why you need cybersecurity because you're connecting one person's data and device to your data in your device. And even if you're just sending a QuickBooks email, invoice reminder, it's mirroring and marrying the data. So when someone sends you a bad invoice, so say for example, the Winning Experience has an amazing contract with Meta and they're hosting a conference and they send an email and it's a bad email link. Now you're infiltrating Meta's data center and their data. And that's what you don't want to have happen. But it's something that simple, but that's cyber. People are like, no, that's just the email problem. No, it's cybersecurity. Even down to your cameras for your events, all of that is connected to the internet and it needs to be secured properly in order to ensure that people aren't taking over the live feeds. They're not removing all the data or even the financial side of it of taking people's credit card information from them processing payments and things like that.
Yeah, that's a great segue. I don't think people realize how technical events are becoming. We do have, like you mentioned, online registrations. There have been virtual conferences, and to your last point, digital payments. What are some of the common cybersecurity risks that event planners might not realize that they're facing?
So, for example, event planners, when you have an event, you're like, okay, we need the internet at this facility, but is the internet secure? So you might be setting up printers to print badges and all this, fabulous stuff. But how secure is it? Is there a firewall on site? Do you have a virtual firewall that you're running all of this traffic through? Um, as well as making sure that you have very, very simple things like on your mobile devices. Are you putting everything through a virtual private network? We call it a VPN tunnel. Are you utilizing it on the mobile devices? Do you actually have antivirus on your iPads that you're checking people in? People think because it's Apple, you don't need cybersecurity or you need antivirus on it. Still need it. So it's just different little things that you can make sure you have. But the big things for me is I would tell people to have antivirus software, a firewall on site, VPNs, and also people hate this email security. Gmail, iCloud and Office 365 have a layer of security, but they don't have a robust email filtering system to stop you from receiving emails from people you shouldn't receive emails from. So that's another big important one. So you're not clicking the wrong thing, or you're not sending someone's getting into your system and sending all your attendees emails and saying, "Hey, you didn't pay for your registration. Click here," and they actually did, and they click, and it starts pulling the data from their computer, or even just them filling in, keystrokes of information, and they still are still in that data as well.
I know one thing that is common for us at the Winning Experience. We use Cvent as our event management platform, and what Cvent uses for their security is tying a specific registration to an email, so that that email can't be shared or logged in using anyone else. Some of our older attendees, or maybe less technically experienced attendees, usually find that hard to deal with, but we try to explain to them it's a secure thing, and we try to make sure that no one else is being able to access your data that you're providing us, or logging in as yourself, to either our in-person events or our virtual events that we use Cvent for. So totally get that and totally understand why having a cybersecurity plan is so important. But moving on to our next question, and now that we are sufficiently paranoid about all the cyber threats that are out there, what are some simple practical steps that event planners can take to protect attendees' information and protect their event data?
Easiest one, multi-factor authentication. Everything should have multi-factor authentication on it. If you're not as savvy as the one in experience using organizations like Cvent, who have invested millions and millions of dollars in their cybersecurity posture and the infrastructure within their apps, you want to make sure you at least have multi-factor authentication. So as people are putting information in, no one can go and just log in and take the information out. Definitely want to have a robust cybersecurity presence on site, meaning a firewall, even down to like the wireless network infrastructure. I can't think of the name of the company, but this is an event company that has it's like internet in the black box. Coolest thing ever, but it comes with a firewall and everything already all inclusive, and it's secure internet for your event. Look for things like that to help with your cybersecurity posture when you're doing events on site. Like I said before, a firewall, if you are building it out and taking it with you, you definitely want a firewall involved. A lot of people don't realize the internet at hotels and venues aren't really safe. I've actually watched hackers randomly put in my last name of Jones and room numbers to get access to the Wi-Fi. And because Jones is such a common last name, there's usually a Jones staying in the hotel at all times. So they were able to get into the person's account from the room number, just random algorithms. So you definitely want to make sure that you're protecting everybody's data by having, a first layer of security, multi-factor, things like that, passwords, robust passwords, and don't share them and reuse the same passwords within your organization, please. Those just simple things.
We'll get into some password tips when we get into our rapid fire round. But one last question before we get to that, and we have to talk about AI because it seems to be changing everything in our lives. How is AI impacting cybersecurity, especially in the event planning industry?
So AI mixed with biometrics right now is like the big thing. I've seen certain well-known arenas have it where there's a VIP experience where you don't have to go through security because they're using AI and biometrics to track everywhere you're going, so you can know the experience that you're going to have, even down to making predictive choices for your beverages based off of your previous encounters at that arena. So we're talking about technology that's grabbing data from all over the place if it's not programmed correctly, which means it will have access to your additional data on your computers, your servers, your networks. So you want to make sure that if you're going to utilize all these amazing tools, that you program them properly. And the reason why I say program them properly, there's so many different tools out right now for AI. So like, for example, Microsoft Copilot is probably the one robust that can do anything SharePoint, Microsoft, like all the things. But if you don't program it, it can go and pull stuff from everybody that's within your domain. So I don't want the CFO's data getting to the receptionist. I don't want the HR's information getting in. I don't want my subcontractor's 1099 information getting to the janitor. So how do you do it? You have to program all of this stuff securely, vet it, Make sure that it's meeting certain compliance standards via whether it's through Homeland Security, whether it's ISO, NIST 800. Make sure that whatever you're utilizing has the capabilities to be compliant. That is huge when it comes to AI right now because everybody's creating stuff, but whether or not you can do it safely and securely is a whole nother level. So be careful when utilizing these tools that you actually putting proper cybersecurity and just best practices in place to make sure it stays compliant and it's not taking data that you don't want it to take.
Understood. Well, thank you again, Theresa. Now we're gonna just dive into our rapid fire round. Just quick answers. No overthinking it. We have 4 questions. We'll start with this first one. Biggest cybersecurity mistake people make daily.
No multi-factor authentication.
Oh, big. So everyone, you heard it. Multi-factor authentication is a must. Best password manager or security tool you recommend?
Keeper.
What would you rather fight? 100 tiny AI bots or one giant hacker?
The hacker.
And your most underrated security tip?
Get a firewall.
Get a firewall. Well, you heard it here, folks. Theresa, thank you again. This has been incredible. Thank you for breaking down cybersecurity in a way that makes sense for us in the event planning industry. Before you go, can you tell the people where they can find you and learn more about Evalv IQ?
Sure. Truthfully, if you just Google EVALV IQ, we pop up on all social media, LinkedIn sites, as well as our website is evolve.today. Because we want to know, have you evolved today? And if you have not, you need to call us. So definitely reach out to us via the website or any social media.
Awesome. All right, everyone. If you're planning an event, protect your data like you protect your guest list. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, stay secure, stay savvy, and stay winning.